when I first got, I'm like the other veterans out there. Like I have a hard time trusting anything, being in the ground, operating against Iran. When someone called me and said, "Hey, there's a lawsuit against Iran," I was like, "How are you going to get money out of Iran?" But when it got explained to me, and I realized, oh my God, this is a real thing. That possibly we can get Iran to pay for what they did. And when you look back into the evidence, Iran absolutely had no reason to attack US soldiers in Iraq. There's no excuse out there because a lot of people try to make an excuse. Oh, the Iraqi people didn't want you there, this, and that. No, the bottom line is you did not attack Iran. You were not in Iran. You were concerned about the local town in Iraq. You were trying to make it better. Somehow the Iranians came in and it tried to cause you damage and try to keep people fighting against you. And instead of having a dialogue with the locals, Iran made sure that the locals continued to fight you, and there was no dialogue, there is no development, and there's no peace. So Iran not only erupted the peace, Iran also injured our soldiers in Iraq.
They did, and I wanted to, there's a little bit of a takeoff or a little bit of addition to your conversation about EFPs. And Andrew was going back through the history of the IED and talking about, double and triple stacks and so forth, and the evolution of the IED. What we have in our evidence includes Iranian facilitation that links all IED, not just the EFPs. EFPs are much more clear and sort of a clean example of a heightened level of technology that would not have had would not have found its way into the war space but for Iran. But we actually have, evidence and manuals and testimony, and we link it all the way back to any of the people who might be listening to this podcast who were part of what would be more of a sort of early era IED, double stack, triple stack, whatever the idea. They have a claim as well because we see that facilitation in terms of the teaching, and Andrew was talking about how they did the the wiring and doing the daisy chain and doing the embedding into the wall, and all of the stuff was really new in that in terms of mechanisms of what ultimately were trying to perpetrate extrajudicial killings.